Richard here for a review of Piatek from Armant. I really like what he did here. I believe he actually got one more hex than me. He had an unusual approach, and this might change my idea on what the core should look like because he gets a second scout here, and if he can show through the early warriors that two scouts are viable, or later in the war that two scouts are viable, this may change my mind on whether we should have one or two. I know I've talked about it with Soren, and I've often felt it's a really tough call. Should you have two scouts or one? Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. So Armand's might be showing that we should have two scouts. So let's see how this plays out. It's pretty dominant butchering of the enemy. I was very impressed with how he dismantled. And let's see here. Can I pause? I like to pause. Yeah. What did he buy? Oh, I can't see it yet. I'll pause next turn. Okay. That's probably Oladir. That's his Pioneer. That's his Essie Gebertjäger. Did he buy another mountain unit? Yeah, he must have bought another mountain unit. And he's got a Storm Panzer, and there's a second scout he put here. And he has an 88. I think it's new. This might be his first 88. And then he brought two Stukas, and I think no, he brought three Stukas. This is a pretty unusual combination of units. Let's see how this plays out. I think he's trying to soften them up because he knows they will attack next turn. So this was not what I expected to see. He does a lot of unusual moves. I think he has so many mountain units because they have +1 soft attack, so that makes him good against infantry. Oh, oh no. I don't know why, but sometimes Panzer Corps doesn't like replays. One thing that helps is to shut down other programs, but sometimes it's still really against replays. So he weakened this infantry so much that it's going to get destroyed practically. That's actually not such a bad spot for the 88 because it's away from the artillery. The other thing that's different is he immediately on turn 2 is attacking this, but he has enough Stukas that he can beat it down. He put overstrength on the Stukas as well. You're going to see that he uses Soren's methods here and is super aggressive. He wants to kill things, not push them back. He had mass attack bonus there, so it really reduced the chances of the enemy firing back. So yeah, I think he's gotten all of these objectives. The only one I don't think he got was this one, where I think he could have baited the enemy to take this, but I don't remember if he did it. And the pack is perfect for smashing those tanks. Let's replay. I think what you missed was the cavalry hit the Pioneer. The other thing you can do is destroy this fort, and it's more efficient because the enemy stays congregated around here. So on turn 3, he's destroyed the artillery, and that's really useful because it means it's safe to push your expensive units on the front line. That's a very substantive improvement. But you have to bring a lot of tactical bombers to make that work. He's getting more secure kills because he's using mountain units. That's something I should point out. I think so you have +1 soft attack on the mountain units, and then the SE mountain units have another +1. And I think it matters a lot in practice, especially in 39. One of the things I was surprised about is that this tank didn't attack this, but it has 5 move, and there's an empty hex that needs to be taken. So that was a risky move, but he understood the AI behavior. And so that's where the improvement comes in. He's got the scout hanging back, and he can constantly bait the mobile units into getting killed here. And for the pack, it's a kill zone. I'm really a big fan of that. He's also racking up huge kills on the artillery. I'm a little confused about his movement with the anti-tanks because he could have railed them over. So he railed these 2 up here, and then the rest of them he I don't know what was going on with that. He'd have to explain it, but he could have railed those over turn 1 and done the same thing. Yeah, I'm seeing really, really high rolls on the infantry, but I'm starting to think those aren't so unusual because they're mountain units. This scout that's free to roam around, so devastating. I think I'm the one that came up with that, but you're going to see him improve upon what I did. So now the way is clear for the second scout to move out. He has just wiped out 2 wings of the enemy in 5 turns. It's crazy. The other thing I'm surprised about is that His anti-tank didn't move up to try to kill that. So maybe there's some small improvements here. The vision's denied, so they can't see the fighter. This is an auxiliary, so he doesn't care that it's getting damaged. You know, a very nice fighter trap. This is good because you get the initiative bonus, or the mass attack bonus. And it's just really nice kills for the scouts and good experience. I'm curious about some of this maneuvering. Don't quite understand, but maybe he will explain it at some point. That's good bait, definitely. This maneuver makes sense. He wants to bait the infantry onto the river. It's really slick. I'm curious why that infantry didn't reinforce. Is it because once it seizes a hex, it goes to passive? So that could be something to exploit. You know, an active unit becomes passive after seizing a major hex. And then there's a bunch of maneuvering going on here. I don't understand exactly what's going on. Yeah, he's way ahead of schedule. It usually takes me the full 15 turns to grab these extra hexes, and you're going to see there's a scout hanging around up north, and he's going to do something slick with it. Yeah, this switching the infantry to an 88 was a good idea. I like it a lot, and it's gonna help jumpstart the experience on the 88s. And he's getting some nice surrender prestige there. And these Stukas are definitely cleaning house. So he came out here. I was surprised by that. I thought he would retreat because I thought that infantry unit would move in if he retreated. But yeah, you can see he's vaporized the second wave. Crazy level of efficiency. Soren would be very impressed. Pioneers are pretty good against TKS tanks, I think. That's another good way to use them. And that 88 gun is just... I would have actually hit that with the 88 gun, but... because he could have then moved the mountain unit in where the 88 gun is. He's now going to bait them onto that hex because they haven't seized this one yet. He's one of the things I'm impressed with Armant is he really is following the ultimate mode guide that I put up. He's using Soren tricks, he's using my tricks, he's doing goose-like tricks, he's doing ricotta-like tricks. He's getting a lot of the little details right. And it's why he's able to do so well. Because he's every little bit of prestige, he's making sure he gets it, using all the tricks. He can do that because there's basically nothing left on this flank. I think it's weird that he decided to put it here to kill the 2 strength infantry unit now, but he didn't do that earlier. Yeah, look at this. He just wiped out the second wave in 10 turns. That is sick. I think even Soren would be impressed by that. You feel sorry for the third wave because just 3 armored units, that's not a lot. And the Stukas can shift over. Maybe he realized that he could use his own core for this fight, and that's why he made those switches. He knows that they're going to go for the nearest victory hex, so he can abandon the middle. And that gives him a crazy amount of firepower to concentrate on the east. There's nothing that can target those units over there. I also think he did a good job getting his anti-tanks good kill opportunities, which is always, it's important early in the war to do that. He's just killing. This is just disgusting. He's taking out this anti-aircraft gun. If you're wondering how often do I think he reloaded, I don't think he reloaded for rolls at all. I think he may have reloaded for, small improvements in efficient allocation. But like some of these high rolls you're seeing, I don't know how unusual those are because I look at his force composition with so many mountain units. You're going to kill more for sure on average with mountain units compared to regular infantry. And also Oladir's floating around out there, so he's going to kill a lot. He probably had to make sure he didn't get sniped by enemy movement hitting his units. Oh, that is disgusting. It's just painful to watch that happen. I also like how he baits the tank into the woods here. and now an infantry unit could do something to that. The way he just moved the units around was very unique and critical for maximum carnage. So he's going to get this hex back, but he never retreated from this hex, and you'll see that he could have done that. So I think there's 50 prestige he missed out on here. There's nothing left, right? So he could just retreat from this hex. And I thought that's what he was going to do, but he moved up instead, because there's just these 3 units on this side. So I have no idea what he was afraid of. I mean, he's going to mop that up in 2 turns, no problem. I actually would have hit this with the anti-tank because it would have been good experience. Oh, that's right, he killed the tank instead. Never mind. Then the way he handled this was optimal. You're gonna see the scout do something slick. So the third wave is gonna get wiped out in 15 turns. He's basically wiping out the waves every 5 turns. He traps the fighter because he knew the flight path. So you can kill it on the 15th turn. Yeah, this is brutal. So I think that the AI bought 2 units right here. Or maybe 1 unit. Because there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like, I think there's 10 core slots on this map. Yeah, he actually killed so much that the AI bought something. That is disgusting. I didn't even know you could do that on ultimate mode. And this is brilliant. He moves the anti-tank up. That kill and the experience from that is really good. This is how you improve the efficiency of your units. So you see the scout on the final turn sneaks in the back, and it's pretty gross if you look. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's only like 12 units left on the whole map, and I think one of those was a purchase unit. In another turn, he would have been able to wipe out like 3 or 4 of these units, I think. But look at this. This is a crazy amount of destruction. He's got 2,000 prestige. He's doing very well. I have nothing but praise for this, except for maybe one minor inaccuracy down here. And he forgot to retreat from this hex, I think. And tactically, strategically, kill distribution was very, very efficient, and he's getting it on the right units. So, this is an A+ performance, I think. Okay, Richard out.